Hello everybody, David Abram here, welcome back to my channel as always. And for the topic of this video, you could probably guess by the title what it will be about or what the thread will be. And for today's thread, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Furrious Red Pill Man. And the reason I bring up this topic of discussion is because on some of the other MGTOW threads through the comments sections on videos, most notably Sandman's videos, and a few other MGTOWs in the community, a lot of people say, or a lot of fellow MGTOWs often say, at some point, we should let go of this red pill rage, or we should learn to relinquish ourselves of this rage, this inner rage we may have, and let the rage subside, and at some point, maybe learn to let go of it and move on. And my take on this from a MGTOW perspective is that I beg to differ. I don't speak for all MGTOWs, and I know I keep saying this in a lot of my videos, but the reason I say this is just because of the nature of MGTOW itself, in the sense we're all going our own way. But I do respectively beg to differ. I think, on some level, it's required, or should I say it's healthy, to hold on to some of our rage. And the reason why I say it's healthy, a lot of you may wonder, what do I mean by that? What do I mean it's healthy to maintain some of our rage, or to maintain some of our anger? And the reason I say that it is, or may be healthy to maintain some of our anger, is because when you think about it, that anger, that forceful drive, is what brought a lot of us to the red pill, and that's part of our reason for going our own way. So if we completely forgot and let our rage subside, or reside I should say, and never look back on the rage, and we relinquished ourselves of it, and we were no longer angry at all, who knows? The next thing we know, we're back at ground zero and we're all up in arms returning to the plantation. So I think, on some level, it's important that, yeah, we shouldn't be so angry to the point where we're animals, you know, tearing each other apart like a pack of ravening wolves or anything like that. However, I believe that rage and anger, at least from my perspective as a MGTOW, can be a helpful and actually a very useful thing. Because part of our anger is what drives us to make these videos, like the one I'm making right now. It's what drives us to spread the word. It's what drives us to get the message and pass on the memo in the manosphere that the jig is up, and that this is not what we think it is. And that's what in part inspires us to go our own way. So yes, I do agree that we do have to let some part of our anger reside, or let it vanquish, if you will. But at the same time, we can't completely strip ourselves of this red pill rage, because if we do, then we'll forget why we went our own way, and once we forget why we went our own way, the next thing you know, all the work we produced, all of the content we've made, all of the collaborations and talks we've held, this, that, and the third, I mean, in a way, it'll almost be in vain, I want to say, on some level. In other words, if we forget why we went our own way, or if we forget about our rage, and what feminism's done, what society's done, what our fellow manginas, I won't even say fellow manginas, just what our manginas, our simps, white knights, and the gynocracy as a whole that we're under has done, then we will, on some level, have lost. We've lost the battle. I won't even call it a battle. But we've lost our own battle. We've lost the battle within ourselves. So, essentially, we do, I think, as a MGTOW, at least from my perspective, have to hold on to some of our rage. Because without rage, I mean, yeah, we do have other motives for being MGTOW, like self-preservation and, you know, self-actualization, but rage is another component. And as long as rage is kept into the proper perspective and is utilized in the proper way, you know what? I think rage could be a very, very strong force to drive MGTOW forward and to continue spreading the MGTOW way of life, the MGTOW philosophy, the MGTOW mindset, and yeah. So, to any fellow MGTOWs out there tuning into this, I think it's important to realize rage is still a component that drove us to do the things that we do, or to conduct ourselves in the manners that we do as men going our own way. And we should hold true to this. So, I wouldn't say completely let go of our rage and never look back on our rage, because in essence, I think we have to look back on our rage. Because looking back on our rage is what's going to remind us when we have that second thought of mind to go back to the plantation. Because let's face it, as men, we all know in our male nature, on some part of us, we all want to be a provider, or we want to take in a special someone. It's almost, like I said in the previous video, a part of our very DNA to be a protector, to be a provider, and to be a supporter of a woman. So, when we start to think on these wavelengths, if we think back to our rage, that'll remind us this is what comes with that, should you choose to walk away from MGTOW. This is the consequence, this is the risk, and this is what's happened to previous generations before you, and the current generation as we speak, which includes alimony, divorce courts, losing custody and rights to your children, losing half of your assets, your house, your car, your bank account, and a lot more nifty, a lot of other nifty things that you value preciously. So, in a nutshell, and I say this to any MGTOW watching this, veteran or newbie MGTOW, yes, we do have to learn at some point to manifest, or should I say reside, a big component of our rage, but at the same time, we've got to hold on to some part of it. Because if we don't hold on to that, and we forget everything that feminism's done, and we forget everything that society has done, which is casting us out and disposing of us, and not only that, celebrating in male disposability, idolizing male disposability, then we really will have fallen as a whole, and everything we've stood for from the day MGTOW started will be in vain. So, that's just my take on it as a MGTOW. I know a lot of other MGTOWs will probably have a different perspective in this light of the matter, but nonetheless, yeah, fellas, hold on to the rage on some level, because it's healthy as long as you channel it into meaningful and productive things, such as the videos, or the content, or the talk panels, or the hangouts, or the websites, and the blogs, and etc., etc. Rage can be a very useful tool, so don't completely discard it. Manifest in this rage, and then be fruitful with the rage. Because that, at the core of MGTOW, is an essential component to going your own way. But, nonetheless, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you do agree along the lines, or if you've liked this video, please do feel free to hit that like button. And if you disagree or have another trail of thought, please do feel free to elaborate in the comment sections below. And with that being said, continue to go your own way, do your own thing, continue to improve yourself, manpower, and until the next time, thanks for watching.